The challenge this week is to examine the use of video for teaching and learning, particularly in the online environment. All challenges in this course are timed assignments with high-stakes grades of either A or F. I'm looking for creativity, innovation, and authenticity. Pictured on the right is our learning objectives: to create elements of an introductory design course and to identify a variety of current design pedagogical practices. You'll also see the list for the agenda for this presentation. Let's get started. Simply stated, the challenge, YouTubeYouTeach, is to create a video in the next 5 days that is 5 minutes long, that in 5 steps teaches someone how to do something and then post it to YouTube. You can choose whatever subject matter you want to teach. It should be something you know well. Your budget is $0. Use any equipment and technology for which you have access currently: your laptop, your cell phone, a digital camera. I will not do any demonstrations of how to make a learning video or how to edit video or audio, but have instead provided 4 resources for you. 2 courses on LinkedIn Learning. USC has a campus license free to all faculty, staff, and students. You can find it on the portal page. The first course is iMovie 11 Essential Training by Garrett Chow. The second course is Making Video 2, Teach Something by Ashley Kennedy. Each course is about 3 hours long, and if you watch them at double speed like I do, that's only 90 minutes. The third resource is a great short 11-minute video by Professor Michael Wesch titled Make Super Simple Videos for Teaching Online. And the final resource is the URL link to the YouTube upload page. Just be sure on YouTube to publish the video for class viewing. This challenge is due at the next class meeting on Friday at 2 p.m. We'll have a premiere screening of each of your videos. Popcorn is recommended. But before I set you free on this project, I want to explore with you what's going on in online video in education and learning. This is video's moment in teaching and learning. There's an explosion of video online content. We are seeing a need for large amounts of content for self-paced online delivery, what we call asynchronous learning. Many schools and businesses have limited resources or dollars, and video training and learning is one way to address this issue. Most recently, during the pandemic, video has been a way to capture a lot of learning. And finally, users are increasingly experienced and demanding more dynamic, rich, and interactive learning content. They expect to be engaged. What is out there right now? Let's look at how people are learning with online video by exploring 3 case studies. Case study number 1 is from Stanford's Open Classroom. Several summers ago, on my teaching break, I really wanted to beef up on interactive design and was so excited to see this course, Introduction to Human-Computer Interaction Design, offered for free online by Stanford. Let's take a look.
In July of 1945, a man named Vannevar Bush wrote an article for the magazine The Atlantic Monthly. He called it As We May Think. And it was a really notable article because to date, almost all the uses of technology have augmented our physical abilities. Bush had the idea that we could augment our mental abilities, our intellectual abilities. So who is this guy? Bush was vice president and dean of engineering at MIT from 1932 till 1938, where incidentally he was Fred Terman's advisor. Fred became the dean of engineering at Stanford, and for many is the father of Silicon Valley. In 1939, Bush moves to Washington, and he's a leading scientific policymaker. He directs a lot of government policy, and it creates a lot of it. He's instrumental in inventing the idea of a research university that forms the leading edge
Okay, I stopped that video after 1 minute and literally scrubbed to the end so you would get the gist of that experience. It was really awful, boring, and not engaging. I would have been better off just looking at the PowerPoint slides for the lecture. What are 3 to 5 things that don't work in this example? Stop the video right now, write down your thoughts, and after you're finished writing, come back and watch again. Poor audio. The sound, it sounds like there are bubbles from under the sea. Discontinuity. The slide you see doesn't match with what the instructor is talking about. The words and images don't align. Disruption. By having the camera at the back of the room, all the Stanford students arriving late is very distracting. It's more of a documentary of a class at Stanford rather than a learning lesson. There's no focused eye contact. The instructor neither looks at the students nor the camera. It's like he's reading his notes to himself. Targeting the audience. It doesn't feel like the instructor is addressing the students in the room. Lack of engagement. With the camera at the back of the room, I thought the instructor would call on students to ask questions and share points of view, but instead it was an entirely passive experience, a return to the sage on the stage. So I bet you got most of these. This is generally an old model of video training. It's not frequently used today, but it can just show you how video online training can go amok. Now on to case study number 2, how to design a resume by vlogger Karen Cavett. My daughter had just graduated from Northwestern University and was looking for her first job in the LA entertainment industry. She first decided to update her resume. When I told her she could use LinkedIn Learning, that they had a course for that, she spurned that suggestion, saying if you want to learn something, you just go to YouTube. 2 hours later, she came downstairs with a new resume in hand. I asked her to show me some of the videos that she viewed. This was one of my favorites. Again, I will show you about 1 minute of the video.
Crafting video today, but I'm still getting over being sick, so I just thought I would do a talking video instead. So if you're a student looking for an internship, or your New Year's resolution is to finally get a job, you're probably taking a look at your resume right about now. So I thought that I would give you a few tips to make the best resume that you can. I'm a graphic designer, so this is coming from someone who has always been looking for design jobs and schools, but hopefully it's still useful even if you do something else. Disclaimer, I've never actually hired anyone myself, but I have applied to lots of jobs and gotten some of them, and my resume has gone through a ton of iterations over the years. I'll have a blog post down below if you want to see the entire process in higher quality. So the number 1 rule for resumes is to keep it to 1 page. And the best way to do that is to break it into 2 columns. You'll be able to fit a lot more information on the page, and it'll be a lot easier to read since you're not trying to read all the way across the page. Fun fact, the ideal line length that's easiest to read is about 50 to 75 characters. So in terms of color, my resume is just black and white, but you can add color if you want to. Just make sure it's not so distracting that it takes away from the information, and try printing it in black and white so that if someone else is printing it, you can dedication through that. How about some quotes from your teachers saying how awesome you are, or a personal statement explaining what kind of job you're looking for. A list of your best projects and what you learned from them, which they can see on your website that you very clearly link to. There is a ton of stuff that you can put on a resume. You just have
So the good news is my daughter landed her first position. But what are some of the good things that Karen did that worked so well in this teaching video? Stop the movie, write down your answers, and then return to watching this video. Well, number 1, she targeted the audience. Karen knows she's speaking to graduating students looking for jobs now. It's for entry-level job seekers just out of college. I am not the target audience, as my career is in its mature stage. Context. She defines her expertise, says she's new at this, and in what context she can give her advice or share her knowledge. She has focused eye contact. Karen looks right at the camera at eye level. It feels like she's looking at you, the viewer, and she zooms the camera in on her face and upper body. Clear overview. She states what her big idea is, how to design a resume. gives the discrete steps with examples, and concludes with why it matters and in what context. She even includes a free takeaway. She attaches free PDF templates and examples of her resumes. Engagement and interactivity. At one point, she asks you to look further down the page of the website to see previous examples. All of a sudden, you find yourself physically engaged with her site and her presentation. She also makes great use of YouTube as her broadcasting platform. It's got a great viewer, it's easy to scan, you have those little thumbnails that let you see what she's doing, it's free. Karen isn't getting paid to do this video. You see views and likes and comments for her video. Her audience is engaged, and their suggestions and ideas extend and expand the learning with insights and additional experiences. It's almost like you're in a class with fellow classmates. I'm going to read two of my favorite comments. Your 6-minute video went over more information on resumes than my 2 years at college. This was so helpful. Now off to InDesign to fix up some things on my resume. And then, what about this one? Hey Karen, my wife and I just had a resume designing party and we used your video as one of the main events. Thanks for providing your resumes as examples and for all the tips. So what do we know? Well, we know a lot about online video learning. First and foremost, we know that it's a multi-sensory integration. It's how our brain works. Our senses have evolved to work together. Vision influences our hearing, for example, which means we learn best if we stimulate several senses at once. There are some actual great multimedia learning principles that you can learn about through Richard E. Meyer, a professor at UCSB. The first one, multimedia. Students learn better from words and pictures rather than words alone. Temporal contiguity. Students learn better when corresponding words and pictures are presented simultaneously. Spatial contiguity. Students learn better when corresponding words and pictures are presented near to each other rather than far apart. Coherence. Students learn better when extraneous material is excluded rather than included. And finally, modality. Students learn better from animation and narration than from animation and on-screen text. So now to our last case study from LinkedIn Learning, where I have consulted since 2009. Ben Long's introduction to his course on Foundation of Photography Exposure is one of my favorite 60-second videos. Let me play it for you.
You have to override your camera's decision-making process, and the key to knowing how to take control of your camera is an understanding of exposure. So, despite the mammoth level of 21st century technology in your camera, you still need to understand the basics of exposure theory that all photographers of 100 years ago had to learn. Because even though your camera has substantially more computing power than the Apollo astronauts took to the moon.
So what's great about this video is it utilizes sensory design. There's association, interpretation, integration, elaboration. It makes the senses work together. It engages them simultaneously. Ben does a great job of presenting the content. He gives the big idea, followed by granular details. The information is presented by a subject matter expert, in this case, Ben Long, a landscape photographer. It's a real-world experience that is meaningful, there's timing, there's tempo, it's in short bites of 10 minutes or less. And the animation combined with narration is present throughout the course. There's repetition of the meaning of exposure within the movie and throughout the whole course. There is context for who Ben Long is, what kind of photography he does. There are a variety of ways to show the concepts he is explaining: live video, macro and micro video, data visualizations, metaphors, analogies, diagrams, and animation. Nothing is extraneous. It's the essential learning for this topic that the learner can return to again and again. So instead of learning better with video, we're actually learning differently. And there are a lot of current best practices that really do work. Here are my top 12 best practices. Bite-sized, short, to the point, searchable. Between 4 and 10 minutes seems to be the best size. And make sure you keep the academic rigor and pedagogy. Give the big idea first, followed by the 4 to 12 discrete steps, and end with the learning objectives. why it matters. Audio. Make sure that the teacher's voice is authentic, that it's not condescending, that it really speaks to the student. It's an emotional connection. It's just like when you select a song on Spotify, and as you listen with your earbuds, it feels like the artist is performing just for you. There's video, visual images, motion graphics, animations. It creates engaged, memorable, emotional narrative. You can simulate real-life experiences. Transcripts. We can learn from the words. We can learn new vocabulary. It can help us if English is not our first language. Text tracks provide time-coded metadata. It makes it easy to search the course to get just to what you want to learn. Repetition and failure. Watching a video repetitively or as much as you need to get it. There's no failure here. You get as many chances as the learner needs or wants. There's no trust, there's no stress. It's anonymous learning. It makes it safe to not know. It makes it safe to fail. It makes it safe to watch it as many times as you need to. It allows the student to be vulnerable and to transform their vulnerability into confidence. Control. Learners love to have control, so they feel like they can guide their experience. Player controls offer speed, viewing size, choice of form factors and devices, whole or partial videos, whole or partial courses, according to the need, the subjects, and the choices the student or learner makes. Make it simple. It should be as easy to use as your cell phone. Simple, straightforward, access to information. No manual necessary. The whole idea here is to focus on content with no distractions. Choice. Choice is so important in learning. There is no wrong or right way to watch a movie. There's no left to right or top to bottom. You can start wherever you need to and finish wherever you need to. Make it searchable, retrievable video clips. It allows the learner to select and determine the order which best works for them. It gives the learner lots of variety, lots of choice, and lots of classes and teachers from which they can learn. They end up making their own personal learning paths created by themselves. Time and location. All of us want this. Anytime, anywhere learning. It's no longer linked to the static stationary classroom or office. It can be mobile, online, at home, on the road, on a train. Synchronous versus asynchronous. Asynchronous learning means freedom from boredom. You can do it by choice, as you need to, when you need to, and you define the process for your own learning needs. Engagements. We know that after 10 minutes, your attention drops, whether it's online or whether it's in a face-to-face classroom. Movies that are 4 to 7 minutes each and cover one key concept are most likely to be viewed by 50% of the learners. In this animation by Wistia Video, we see that if the video is time-stamped as 60 minutes long, that 90% of all the viewers drop out in the first 60 seconds. But if the video is in that sweet spot of 4 to 7 minutes, about 50% of them stay and watch the entire video. So let's do a quick recap. The challenge YouTubeYouTeach is to create a video in the next 5 days that is 5 minutes long, that in 5 steps teaches someone how to do something, and then post it to YouTube. You choose whatever you want to teach. It should be something you know well. Your budget is $0. This challenge is due at the next class meeting on Friday at 2. We'll have a premiere screening of each of your videos. This is one of my ex-students, Christy Tang. She covers the 5 types of desserts in the San Gabriel Valley in just 5 minutes. And note that in less than 24 hours after she posted this video, she had 160 views, more than she would ever get in a traditional art and design studio classroom setting. It really gave her confidence a boost, and she felt recognized for all the work and design work that she'd done. Christy takes us on a tour of the best boba drinks in San Gabriel Valley. This video demonstrates great critical thinking and analysis and makes us feel like we are right there in the boba cafe with her. Remember, to receive an A on this challenge, I am looking for authenticity, expressive voice, a point of view, pushing the boundaries, and I want to see you feel free to include cultural traditions and discover what your story is that you want to teach and to share. This challenge is solving the problem of integrating multiple modalities with multiple sensory experiences, with the end result of teaching something to someone. And just a warning to you, the overwhelming feedback upon completion of this challenge is there's no amount of planning that prepares you for the work it takes to create an online video. It's way harder than it looks. I wouldn't try to do this in one night. But the rewards are great. I have given this challenge many times in the last 10 years, and I have never had a student who didn't complete. So go out and teach me something using video. If you have questions, need answers, email me and we'll set up a one-on-one session in Zoom. I will email a PDF of this presentation to you as well as the handout and post them both in Blackboard. Good luck and see you next week.